Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Wednesday, everyone. We're going to be doing the Asvab test tonight. So if you know anybody that is struggling to pass the Asvab, please share this live with them. If you're going to stay, double tap that screen. Let's get these likes up and let's do some Asvab math. I hope everybody's feeling good tonight. Having a great week so far. So let's look at, this is not number one. So let's start with number one. Let's go back one. Here we go. Okay. Alrighty, so number one, if y equals 6, then 2y times y equals what? So whenever they give you a letter equal to a number, we're going to literally plug in 6 for y. Okay, and so we're going to do 2, and then whenever you have a number attached to a variable, you guys, that's multiplied. So that's why I'm putting parentheses times 6, okay? And then we do 2 times 6 is 12, and 12 times 6 is 72. Or another way you could do this is 36 doubled. So 36 doubled is 72 as well. It all depends on how your brain looks at it, right? But both of them can get you to the right answer. Is this the assessment? Is this the assessment to get into the armed force? Yes. This is the ASVAB. Yep. To get into the military. Great question. All right, let's go to number 2. And remember, on the ASVAB, you guys cannot have a calculator when you're taking this test. So it's really, you must know your multiplication facts, right? Because it's a time test. So I always tell my students, download a little multiplication game on your phone and play that 5 minutes a day. And then that will hopefully speed up your multiplication facts for you. Oh, you're so welcome, Fisker. So number 2, if 0.05x equals 1, then x equals... What do you guys get for number 2? Put it in the chat. What do you guys get? Can everybody take a second to double tap that screen for me? 20. Okay, so we got B. 2. Okay. All right. Thank you. I see the hearts coming in. Thank you for the double taps, you guys. I really appreciate it. So, we want x by itself. So if you don't like decimals, to get rid of the decimals, you can multiply this whole thing by 100. So if we multiply this by 100, both sides, we would get 5x equals 100. And then we can divide both sides because whenever you have a number attached, they're multiplied. To undo that, we divide. And then so x equals, 100 divided by 5 is 20. And you guys were right on. B is our answer. Ooh, Audrey, good luck taking the ASVAB tomorrow. Come on, get your paper. Let's study. Let's practice. So I was right. 20. Yes, you were. Good. All right, let's do number 3. So it says simplify. Square root 25x squared. What do you guys get in the chat for number 3? What do you guys get? C. Okay. D. C. Okay. So, good. We get a lot of C's. Okay, so whenever you take the square root, remember you're thinking of a number times itself. So what times what gives you 25? Well, 5 times 5, and then x squared is x times x. We're taking the square root, so we're looking for pairs to come out. So it would be 5x. So C is our answer. Wonderful. All right, let's go to the next. We have a factor problem. So we have a factor. They gave you 4 terms here. Whenever they give you 4 terms, you have to do factor by grouping, you guys. So we're going to have to group these first 2 terms together. And if we look at our multiple choice, they all have 9x in them. Does everybody see that? 9x squared. So people are saying C for this one. Okay, so I'm going to use my multiple choice to help me solve this. I see a 9x squared, so that means I'm going to say 9x to the third plus 18x squared. We're going to divide that by 9x squared. That is our greatest common factor, okay? So I get 9x squared on the outside, parenthesis, 9 divided by 9 cancels, and then x to the 3 divided by x squared, 3 minus 2 gets us 1x, plus 18 divided by 9 is 2, and x squared divided by x squared, 2 minus 2 is 0, so they cancel out. Okay, that's my first two terms. Now here I'm looking at my next two terms. I'm like, oh, what can I take out? Whenever it leads with a negative, does anybody know? Can you put it in the chat? What can we take out of these? Ooh, so Miss said A. Okay, you got A for our answer. How often do you do Asvab math practice? At least once a week. And if you go to my YouTube channel, I have many lessons like factorials, averages, and the arithmetic test. Break it down. So follow me on YouTube. It's more detailed, more mini. -1, 1. Perfect. Yes, it's a -1. So we want to take out a -1. Because remember, this is always a 1 next to the x. And so we can always take out a 1 out of every number. So we're going to take out a negative. So that means we're going to divide by a -1 here. And a negative divided by a negative is always a positive. And then a -2 divided by a -1 is a +2. Now we know we did this right if these parentheses come out the same. That's how we know we did it right. Now we don't even need to go further here, because if you look at your answer, oh, thank you, Boyd, for the heart me. Thank you, hon. If you look at your answer, there's only one answer that has x plus 2. So off top, save your time and go to the next problem. Don't waste your time right in this next step. 9x squared minus 1, because we put our outers. So these are our outers. They have to go into a parenthesis together, and then you drop down one of the yellows, x plus 2. Okay, that's how you do factor by grouping. All right, number 5. Whoo, right? This is like, what is this? Thank you, Team Bracelet, for the hearts. Thank you. Can you do an example of a long geometry proof with a triangle, please? I'm struggling. Spider-Man, I got you. I'll write that down. Are you doing with side, angle, side, 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 side? Which one are you doing? Which one are you struggling with? Angle, angle, side? But I won't be able to do it on this live because I post these videos onto my YouTube channel. So I don't want to mix content, but I most definitely can get you some more videos up on my TikTok. Yes, Tay. I do offer one-on-one tutoring. Email me, okay, at impactmath19@gmail, okay, .com. All right, so number 5 is B. Okay, miss. Okay, so you got B for that. All right, so let's break this down. Whenever you have a number by parenthesis, you're going to distribute. And what that means is we're going to multiply. So 6 times x gets us 6x. It's not going to make sense. When somebody asks you, what's 6 times x? Is like in your brain, it doesn't make sense. You just literally put them together, okay? 6 times -2 gets us -12. And then we're going to distribute here. And -4 times 2x gets us -8x. And -4 times -3 gets us a +12. A negative and a negative equals a positive. 4 times 3 is 12, okay? Okay, now we can drop down. All right, can somebody put in the chat, what do we do next? What am I going to do? What's our next step? Combine like terms. Combine like terms. Good. Yes. Combine like terms. I love it. Now, I always say for my people that struggle at this, remember, like terms have to be on the same side. So what really helped is when I got highlighters, and then that just helped me so I could just see the colors, right? So 6x minus 8x gets us negative 2x. $6 minus 8, you overspent by 2. Negative 12 plus 12, or 12 minus 12, cancels out. So now we have 5x plus 7. What do we do now? Make the negative a positive by switching out over. Subtract like terms to get them. Isolate, add the 2x. Okay, divide each side. Add 2x. Okay. You guys are not wrong. We can add the 2x over here, but that's more steps. Because somebody said subtract the 5x. Yes, I want to subtract the 5x because I want the 7 by itself. So I'm going to minus 5x to both sides. The people that were saying add 2x, you weren't wrong, but you're going to end up doing more steps. And this is a time test. We don't want more steps. We want to save it. So negative 2 minus 5 is a negative 7x. And we want x by itself. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 7. And x equals positive divided by negative is a negative. And 7 divided by 7 is a negative 1. So if you got B, cheers to you. If you didn't, make the mistakes here, right? So now you understand what you did wrong. You can ace that test. Because we need high scores so we can get them high paying jobs, right? All right, number 6. Number 6. Put it in the chat what you get. Somebody said right. C. Okay, somebody got C. Ooh, D, C, D. We're going back and forth with this one and this one. All right. Parentheses. Whenever you have a letter attached, that means multiply. So x times x to the second. You got to remember this is a 1 up here. And whenever we multiply variables, we add the exponents. So really this will be 1 plus 2. So it'd be x to the third. And so D is our answer. We can't get 2 here because you can only get a 2 if you're adding variables, not when you're multiplying. Somebody asked a great question. Oh, Ethan, hey, I'm working on your problems, okay? Ethan, your logs and Ellens. Don't think I forgot. I just been busy with tutoring. But should you check your answers? Okay. You should only check your answers, right? If you don't have a time test. This is a time test. So no, I'm not going to waste my time checking this answer because it's timed. I think you have like 30 problems in 36 minutes. And then the other one's 25 problems in 24 minutes, I believe. So no, you don't have time to be checking. You just got to go. Hopefully you did each step right and move on. Okay. All right. Number 7, simplify. Okay. What do you guys get? Tay, I'm in Wisconsin. Where we at tonight? Where we got people joining in from? Put it in the chat. Ashley said B. Blank said B. Ooh, okay. Texas. Oh, I love it. My sister-in-law just moved to Texas. California. Oh yeah. I was born and raised in San Francisco Bay Area. And then my people are in Vallejo and Sacramento. Florida, Denver. Okay, I love it. Florida in the house. Canada, hey neighbor. Well, not really, but you guys, I heard you guys were really close. I haven't been there yet. New Mexico, Texas, Somalia. Wow, it's awesome, you guys. So we have to understand that when you take the square root of a square, they cancel each other out. So what's left is what's in the parenthesis, 5 plus x. So the people that said B, right on. Perfect. Kenya, South Carolina. I love it. New Jersey. Hey, hey, hey. All right, let's go to 8. So they gave us this. And they said, what's the value of x? So can you explain this again? Yes, I can. So whenever you have something to the squared, right? To undo a square, we cancel it by doing the square root. And so what it equals is just what's inside, which will just be equal to x. Same thing here. As soon as you see this square root and you see a squared, they cancel each other out. So the only thing that's left is 5 plus x. So we got B. Okay, we got 8. B, 8 negative 8 minus B. Okay, so we got 3 times 3, which is 9. 5 minus 3 is 2. And then 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, equals to x squared. Well, 9 times 8 is 72. And then we're going to drop down times 2. Okay. For me, it's easier to do 9 times 8 and then double 72 rather than doing 9 times 8, right? If I do 9 times 8, I get 18 and I times that by 8. I don't know that off the top of my head, but I can do 9 times 8 and double 72. Double of 72 is 144. 2 squared, so 2 plus 2 is 4, and then 7 plus 7 is 14. So that's how you get 144. But be careful here. It's equal to x squared. Now here, remember, we just talked about that. How can we get rid of a square? We square root both sides. That's what cancels it. So we're looking for a number times itself. Good. Cheyenne said 12. I love it. What times itself gets you 144? Well, 12 times 12. And since we're looking for a pair to come out, the answer is B, 12. I also tell all my students that are trying to pass the Asvab, you have to have this memorized. You need to have your perfect squares memorized. So like 4, 9, right? This 3 squared, 2 squared, 4 squared, 16, 5 squared, 25. Like, you have to have these memorized. You need to be able to go back and forth because they're going to give you all the way up to like 15, which is 225. And if you're able to just see it right away, it saves you time. Yeah, so J-Mad. Hey, what up, J-Mad? Welcome back. He said up to 25. So, yeah, 625. Yeah, so really up to 25 you should have memorized. Photo math, I wish if they let you, they don't let you have your phones when you take this test. All right, let's go to the next. So Jay Johnson said -5. Ooh, I love it. Okay. So if -5x equals 25, x equals what? Can you have a calculator? No, Jay Johnson. On the Asvab, you can't have no calculator. So, and don't be discouraged, because I know some people be like, oh, I ain't never taking this test if I can't use a calculator. Practice your multiplication facts. If you just got out of high school, a lot of this you might have seen. Take it earlier than later, I say. Divide by -5, divide by -5. Why are we dividing by -5? Because whenever we have a number attached to a variable, they're multiplied. We can only undo multiplication with division. This cancels. 25 divided by -5 is -5. And you guys were on it. Fisker, yes. So if you do not pass the math test, you are disqualified. Yeah, because there's two math parts actually. There's the mathematical knowledge part, and then there's the arithmetic reasoning part, which is straight word problems. And a lot of your score comes from those two sections. Okay. But don't get discouraged. Get you a tutor. Study, practice. Go to go. If you can literally teach yourself by following me on YouTube. Like, I have several mini lessons for the Asvab. And you could just watch them. And it's the same. It's Impact Math 19 on YouTube. Can you go over the arithmetic section? Yes. So I did start prepping for that. Where is it? Because I did that one. I did start because I know a lot of people were asking me. So I am making it. It's so long with all the words that you have to write, right? The other tests are like way easier, but I still have to finish it. Like, I think I only got to like 8 or 13. Oh, I got pretty far. But there's like 25 more. See, I only got to 14. I'm missing like 11 more questions. So when I finish copying down the test, I'm going to do a live on it. Okay. All right. Let's look at number 10, you guys. Okay. So a circle measures 12 feet in a diameter. What's its area to the nearest foot? Okay, that's key right there. Area and a circle. What is the formula for area of a circle? Can somebody put it in the chat? Oh, J Matt said the questions are designed to not need a calculator. And that is so true. That's so true. CC. Ooh, we got 113. 3.14. Okay, pi r squared. Yes. See, and that's another tricky part, right? You have to have these formulas, these geometry formulas memorized as well, because they don't give them to you. So it's pi r squared. You also have to know how much pi is, which somebody said for us, which is 3.14. And they gave us the diameter. All right, so if I draw a circle, a diameter goes straight across the circle, and it's 12. I need the radius, which is half of the diameter. So half of 12, that's going to be my radius. So my radius is 6, because I have to take half of that, which will equal my radius. I hope that makes sense, okay? So now we have 6 squared. All right, I'm about to use my answer choices. I already know 6 times 6 is bigger than 24, so that's not even an option. And I believe if I'm doing 36 times this, it has to be way bigger than 48. I just gave myself a 50-50 chance. Now, what I have to ask myself is 36 times 3, is that going to be close to 450 or closer to 113? Well, I don't know. So I'm going to just do this. I'm not going to worry about this 0.14 because they're so far off. So whatever this is closer to, that's what I'm going with. So 3 times 6 gives us 18. And then 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 gives us 10. So 108. And if we did that 0.14, we probably get closer to 113. So C is our answer. I hope you guys are understanding. I'm not going to waste time doing that 0.14 when it's a time test, right? These answers are so far away that if I just do 36 times 3, it will show me which one is it close to. Oh, good. So J Matt said when he took the Asvab, J Matt J Matt, I'm gonna say it though, in '89 and the GED table of contents had formulas, and they still do. If you get you the Kaplan book or any book, they have all the formulas that you need to have memorized. How did you get 3? Good. How did we get 3? It's from doing 3.14 times 6 times 6. So I left off the 1.4 and just did times 3. Thank you, Jen. Yeah. Great question. All right, let's keep it pushing. Any more? Yeah, you're so welcome. So number 11. If you're joining, I recommend getting Asvab for Dummies. Has everything you need to know. Yep. I know a lot of my students that I tutor have that. I personally love the Kaplan Asvab book, but that's just me. I like how they lay it out. But yep, the Asvab for Dummies works perfect as well too. So a square box has 6-inch sides. What is its volume? Okay, a square box. All right, so we have a box here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and it's a square box. So we need to understand what square. Remember, a square has all the same sides. So this is 6, this is 6, this is 6. Volume, we have another formula. So we have to do length times width times height, which means we're doing 6 cubed, which means we're doing 6 times 6 times 6. And I saw somebody put the answer in for us. D. Ooh, is it D? Kimberly said 216. Kimberly, yes. 6 times 6 is 36. And if we do 36 times 6, well, 36 times 6 has to be bigger than those, and it has to be bigger than that. So I don't even have to know, you guys, what 36 times 6 is. I just know 36 times 6 is way bigger than these other answers, so it has to be B. Yes, B. All right, let's go to 12. So it says a circle has a diameter of 10 inches. What is its proximate area? All right, so we got another area up here. We know that the area of a circle is pi times r squared. Now, you guys must pay attention. Do you notice in all of our answers that the pi is still there? So if I change this to 3.4, it's not going to help me because all my answers still have the pi. So I actually need to leave that pi there. Now, good. So Usher said B, B, B. I'm seeing B come in. I have to understand what diameter means. We draw our circle. Remember, diameter is the line across the entire circle. We need to find the radius. So we take half of that. So R would equal 5. So we know our radius is 5. So we're going to put pi times 5 squared. Well, 5 squared is 5 times 5. Never 5 times 2. No, 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 no. Okay. It's 5 times 5 and 25 pi. So B is our answer. Hey, Asia. Yes, Asia, I got you. Test money? Is that testimony? Thank you. Oh, testimony. Woo, you guys. Thank you so much for the rose, hun. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's keep it going. Okay, so I'm going to need y'all help on this one. A cylinder has a diameter of 12 inches and a height of 10. What is its approximate volume? Okay, so volume. So I need to know the volume formula for a cylinder. Can anybody help me out? Does anybody know it? Oh, you said you can't find the arithmetic reading on YouTube? I know, that one is intense. I love the test. Taking strategies. Great, thank you. A half pi. For volume, I want to say it's pi r squared times height, but I'm not 100% sure. Pi r squared times height. Thank you, AJ. I just wanted to make sure. So it's pi r squared times height. Okay. Thank you, Jen. Yes, you guys are saving me. Yes. So it's pi. Hey, Rochelle. Good evening. Welcome back, hon. I'm glad you with me tonight. Thank you for the blessings. Back at you. So we have pi r squared. Now I'm looking at my answers. I don't have pi in my answer, so I have to change this to 3.14. Okay? I must change this to 3.14. Whew. Now, let's go back through it, right? They told me my diameter is 12 inches. I don't need my diameter, I need my radius. So I have to divide this by 2. So that's going to be 6 squared. They told me my height was 10, so I'm going to put 10. All right, C. Ooh, a lot of people are getting C. Okay, so 6 times 6 is 36. If we multiply 36 times 10, we get 360. Now we have to multiply that by 3.14. Again, I'm not going to take time to be doing 3.14 times 360, right? I'm going to just triple 360. So I'm going to do 360 times 3. I know B is out because 360 is bigger than B. Okay. So 3 times 0 is 0. And then 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9. Times 1 is 10. So which number would be closest to this approximate? And somebody said it can't be A. Yes, AJ, it can't be A because that's way too big, right? So now we have a 50-50 chance. C. Yes. C. Yes. Remember, we do not want to waste time. That's not what this test is designed for. It's also testing you on your test taking strategies. Remember, they wouldn't give you, if you didn't need, they're telling you don't need a calculator. What you say, Javon? You said, if you good in the math, find somebody good in English and cheat. I don't know about that cheat stuff. But yeah, for sure, if you're good at math, find somebody to help you with the English part. D is 14. Okay. D is 14. Let's see. What else? What anybody else got an answer for 14? What you guys put? D. Kimberly said D. Okay. Triangle ABC is an what? Okay. So this little thing means something, you guys. These mean congruent, which means they are equal. And if these angles are equal, then the sides are also equal. That's what you learn from geometry. And so 2 congruent sides means that it's an isosceles triangle. So let's walk through this vocab. Okay, let's walk through this vocab. Equilateral triangle means I would have had to have another line up here because all sides are equal. And somebody put in the chat, all angles are 60. So they're all equal. A right triangle means that it looks like this and you have a 90-degree angle in it. Scalene triangle means all the sides are different. So this is different from this, which is different from that. None of the sides are the same. And then an isosceles means you have 2 congruent sides. two congruent sides. Okay, that's the definition of isosceles. Isosceles, two congruent sides. Scaling, all the sides are different. Right triangle means you have a 90-degree angle in it. And equilateral means all sides are the same and all angles are 60. 60, 60, 60s, all triangles must add up to 180. Okay, that's why they're 60, 60, 60. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next. Okay, 15. Hey, Desiree. Or is it Desire Adams? 44. Hey, hey, hey. The interior angles of the following quadrilateral are all right angles, each equals 45, are all unequal, total 180. What do you guys say? A, B, C, or D? Oh, good. I'm glad you're preparing for your test. A, B. Ooh, A. Yes. Remember, these right here are called right angles. And since they had all right angles, these are right angles, which are 90 degrees. Okay, so A is our answer. All right. In the following figure, the sum of angles 1 and 2 equal 180, 90, 45, or 360. What do you guys say? By the way, what's the punishment for cheating? I don't know. Because I didn't even think that it was possible to cheat. Because they have somebody in there and it's like, I think you're separated. So I didn't even think it was possible. B, C, C. Ooh, we kind of all over the place with this one. A. All right. So whenever you see a straight line, it is 180. That's a theorem from geometry. This angle plus this angle, a straight angle always equals 180, you guys. So it is 180. If it was 90, it would look like this. Oh, well, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it would look like that, okay? And then these are adjacent angles. Yep. Adjacent angles means they touch and share a common side, okay? And then 45, if you split this in half, this will be 45 and this will be 45. And then 360 is a circle. I thought angle 1 and angle 2 were half of 180. No, if they were half, it would be written like this. It would have to cut it straight down. They would have to be perpendicular. And then these would have to be 90s. Great question. Thank you so much for the roses. Thank you. Thank you. Sincerely. Oh, thank you, Janetta. I'm not testing, but I enjoy learning from you. Oh, thank you. All right, thank you. I see those double taps coming in. Thank you for the fire. Can everybody take a second to double tap their screen for me? Thank you for the heart. I really appreciate the gifts, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's look at number 17. I believe it's 25. Yeah. So the mathematical knowledge is 25 questions, you guys. Okay. And I believe you only have like 26 minutes or something like that. It's real short. I have my test on the 18th. I'm definitely learning. Great. Good luck. Good luck. Okay. So 17. Whoo, right? This is like intense. All right. So what do we do first? What do you guys say? This is for the Asvab if you're trying to join the military. Distribute. Yes, Mr. Max. Distribute. So 3 times 2 is 6x. 3 times -5 is -15. Then we're going to have to distribute, which means just multiply here. -2 times 4 gets us -8x. And -2 times 1 gets us -2. Okay. We can distribute this side too. So -5 times x is -5x. And -5 times 3 gets us -15. We're going to drop down that -2. All right. Whew. What do we do next, you guys? Where do we go next? Add like terms. I love it. User said add like terms. Oh, thank you, Kim. So we have 6x and a -8x. Like terms, remember, have to be on the same side, you guys. Okay? Because when we go across the equal sign, we're doing inverses, which is a little bit different. So our yellows, 6 minus 8 is -2x. Somebody borrowed $15 from you. They said, let me get 2 more. They owe you $17. Okay. Over here on this side, we have some like terms as well. We have -15 and a -2. I'm going to drop this down. And then somebody borrowed $15 from you and they said, let me get 2 more. Well, a -17. Okay. All right. What do we do next? Oh, adjust the book. Sorry. Yes, thank you. Is that better? Is it more straight? Add 17. Oh, it's looking crooked. Add 17 to both sides. I love it. So we can add 17. Add 17. Boom. Cross this out. So now we have -2x equals -5x. All right. Now what do we do? The negative number always gives me a divide by. Ooh, can we divide, you guys? Remember, we can only divide when we have 1x and a number on the other side. So we need to get this to the other side by doing the opposite. Yes. So we have to add 5x to both sides. This goes to a 0 equals, well, -2 plus 5 gets us 3x. Oh, and add 5. Yes. The answer is 0. Yes, it is. Because anytime you divide, 0 divided by 3 is 0. So x equals 0. What if we added the -2? Perfectly fine. Let's do that. So if we're over here, right? And we have -5x, and we add the 2x, then this will go to 0, and we will have -5 plus 2x, so we get -3x. We still have to divide both sides by what's with the x, and 0 divided by -3 is 0. Great question. Great question, Jay Johnson. Good. Excuse me, what are some books to practice this kind of math for nursing entry? Oh no, so this is for military. For the nursing, I would say get you the HESI math book. They have it from Kaplan. That's a great one. Or actually, you could go check with your program because they should have some books that they sell, or that they might give out for free, really. Or Google. Google is, I'm telling you, Google have everything. And you can find a whole bunch of HESI practice PDFs for free. BSEP. I never heard of the BSEP. I got to look that up. BSEP. All right, so let's look at 18. Is this on the GED test as well? Solving equations, yes, is on the GED test. 19 is on the yeah, really, this is kind of like the GED test, but you get to use a calculator on the GED test for most of the problems. BSEP equals fast class. Oh, BSEP is to increase your GT score on the Asvab. Oh, I love it. I never heard of it. Okay. So 18, I'm seeing 18 is A. Okay, a cube has a volume. Okay, a cube. So right then and there, I know I'm drawing a cube. Okay. It says that it has a volume of 64. So I know V is going to equal 64. Oops, 64. What's the length of one side of the cube? All right. So we have to understand how to get a cube. So we have to cube root 64. And I'm not going to guess on the top of my head. No, no, no. I'm going to use these answers. So if I know my number cannot be bigger than this, right? I'm looking for a number times itself 3 times. Well, 32 times 32 is way too big. 16 times 16 times 16 is way too big. Now, I have a 50-50 chance. 8 times 8 times 8 is not going to give me 64. Because 8 times 8 gets me 64. And then that's going to be too big as well. So 4 times 4 times 4 has to be 64. Yes. You can multiply by a third. Yes, so 60. Will that work? If you're saying we could divide this by this 2. No, I don't know I don't think that will work. Because if I multiply this by a third, what I'm saying is I'm dividing this by 3. And so this will be 2 times 3 gets me 6. Drop down the 4. And then that's going to be 1. And it'll give me something that's not there. So be careful there. Remember, this cube root is saying a number times itself 3 times. Okay. But great. I'm glad we've worked that out. So we know we can't do that. So don't do that on your test. Okay. But great. Because somebody else could have been thinking that as well. So 19. Simplify. What do you guys get in the chat? Why 3 times? Because this third cube root tells us that we have to have a number inside here that multiplies itself 3 times. That's how we get the 3, because of this index. This is called the index, you guys. B. Okay. Good. I'm seeing those B's come in. Yeah, so we would do x equals 3 times 2. And that would be B. X would equal to the 6. Wonderful, you guys. Good. All right. Okay. Let's go to the next. If our inches of rain fall in 1 minute, how many inches fall in 8 hours? Whew. Now this type of problem is heavy in the arithmetic reasoning, where you have a lot of conversions, right? So it says, if our inches of rain fall in 1 minute, so we know R is falling per minute, okay? So 1 minute. How many inches? So how many inches? Well, since I put inches up here, I have to put inches up here. But I don't know. So when I don't know something, I put in, let's just say I put what did they put? They put H. How many inches fall in an hour? Okay, so I'm going to put H up here because I don't know. But I do know hours. If I put 1 minute down here, I have to stay in the same units, you guys. So I can't put 1 here. I have to put 60 minutes. And that's how they do the Asvab. They trick you like that all the time. They say hours, minutes. They go back and forth. But remember, when you're setting up a proportion, you have to have the same units. So I put inches, and then minutes. Okay? And then we would cross multiply. Am I doing this right? So we would get, let me see. So it would be H equals, okay, H times 1 is H, and 60 times R. And then I would divide. I ain't doing this right, y'all. I am not doing this right. Anybody got any idea? It's A. J-Matt said, laughing out loud. Hey, I ain't perfect. I never say I'm perfect. 60 at the top. Okay, so let's do that. So R equals 1 minute. Well, I can't. Can I do that though? Because you have to have the same units. Well, let me just look at the answer. So 20 is, they say, is D. 20 has to be D. So I guess I'm not setting this up proportion wise. They say the answer is D. Now let's figure out why it's D. Okay. Yes, my humanness is showing. I'm not perfect, you guys. Cross multiply, but I did cross multiply and it didn't work. It didn't work. So if our inches of rain fall in 1 minute, okay, how many inches fall in H hours? I'm not seeing it. If R is for 1 minute, 60 is for an hour. So H hour, you multiply. So H, you multiply H to both on both sides. Okay, so R over 1 minute. Okay, so let me go back. R over 1 minute. Okay. And then H, so H over 60. And you guys said we multiply both sides by 60. Well, I just end up with that again. Times 60. And then, but I'm dividing by H and I need to be multiplying by H. Is it 60H? Is that what I'm doing wrong? And this needs to be nothing? 1? You guys, I'm not seeing it right now, so we just gonna move on. I might have to do this one on a little separate video after I read the answer on what they mean. If somebody said it's logic, because it ain't logicking for me, okay? So let's go to 21. But this is the correct answer, okay? Because I do have the answers written out. So this is the one, but I don't know. So 21. If x equals y, then 6 plus 4 times x minus y equals what? All right, so they told us what x is. So we're going to plug this y in. We're going to plug this y in for x. Okay, we're going to replace it. So we're going to do 6 plus 4 times x minus, and, oh, well, actually, I'm plugging, okay, x equals y. Whew, let me slow down. X equals y. So I'm going to replace, this is what I'm replacing, with y. So instead of writing x here, I can put y here. Okay, or vice versa. You can go either or. Okay, let me show you either or. We could have done, let me show you or. You could have looked at it this way. 6 plus 4 equals x minus x. Either way will get you the same thing, okay? So 6 plus 4, y minus y is 0, okay? Or 6 plus 4, x minus x is 0. 4 times 0 gets us 0. Same thing here. And then, so we just end up with 6, and D is our answer. Yes, I see those D's coming in. So either way, that's why I love math. There's not one way to do it. No, there's multiple ways. We could have done it with the X's or we could have done it with the Y's. Okay. So D is our answer. All right. This is what I was talking about. Understanding your square roots, your perfect squares. So the square root of 820 is a number between what and what and what? What do you guys say for 22? What do you guys get? Oh, what about the 4? See, the 4 times 0 gets a 0. That's why the 4 goes away. Hi, Ronnie. A, B. Ooh, we going back and forth. A, B. All right, so if I square this, I would get 400 and 900. Because 30 times 30 is 900. 20 times 20 is 400. Does 820 fit in between there? No. B is 10 times 10, which is 100, and 20 times 20, which is 400. 820 doesn't fit in between there. So then we do 80 times 80, which is 6,400. So then we do 80 times 80, which is 6,400. 400 and 900. Oh, I'm losing it, y'all. You got to know when to wrap it up. I've been tutoring all day. I've been with my kids. I'm dying down, you can see. Whew. I am dying down. But this is how you would do it. You literally square these. And then put that number in between. Which one it goes in between. And A is our answer. Okay. Josh said, you good? Clearly I'm not. I'm losing it, okay? I'm getting tired. But we got 3 more problems. I'm going to try to finish it out so I don't have to. I want to finish the whole test. So I'm going to try to finish it out, y'all, without no mistakes. Pray for me. And then we'll call it a night. Okay? Yep. Time for bed. Exactly. Exactly. All right. 23. It says simplify. All right, I'm going to do this the box method because I really feel like this helps a lot of people when like a lot of my students like this way. So we will put X here and 2 here, and then we will put this binomial up here. And then we're thinking about that old school multiplication chart where we will multiply here, okay? So X times X gets us X squared. 2 times X gets us 2X. 2 times X gets us 2X. And then 2 times 2 gets us 4. Okay. We're going to write out these middle 4 boxes. Okay. So we have X squared plus 2X plus 2X plus 4. Anything that don't have a 4 at the end of it, I'm getting rid of. So D and C are out. I have a 50-50 chance now. But I have like terms right here. So 2X plus 2X gets me 4X. So I know B. Yes, B. I see those B's coming in. Yes, B is our answer. Wonderful, you guys. Thank you for hanging with me tonight. Through the mistakes, through the all that. So thank you, thank you. Yeah, you thought it was A. Yeah, you got to be careful here because you have 2 X's, so you have to combine those. Oh, thank you, Manda. You're so welcome, kisses. All right, so let's go to 24. Evaluate the expression 6a minus 3x minus 2y if a equals -3. So I'm going to put -3 in for wherever I see an A. I'm going to do -7 in for the X. And 4, I'm going to replace that 4 with this Y, okay? So I'm going to do 6 times a -3 minus 3 times. Remember, I'm timesing because whenever you have a number attached to a variable, they're multiplied. So I put -7 minus 2 times 4. And then this becomes an order of operations. So 6 times negative 3 gets us negative 18. A negative 3 times a negative 7 gets us a positive 21. And then negative 2 times a positive 4 gets us a negative 8. All right, be careful here. Somebody said it's C. Ooh, you got C? Remember, when we have addition and subtraction, we have to go from left to right. We must. So negative 18 plus 21 gets us, that's 2 for 23, gets us a positive 3, minus 8. And 3 minus 8 is a negative 5. So A is our answer. Yes. A is the answer. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Chef said 25 is C. Okay, we gonna see. Yes. All right, let's check it out. So I'm gonna do, which way y'all wanna do? You guys wanna do the box method or you guys wanna do the distributive method? Let me see it in the chat because this is the last one. So what do you guys wanna do? Box? All right, I saw box first. That's where we going. So we have here, and then we have here, cross over here and here. So I'm going to put X and a 4 here, and then I put 3X here and a 5. Now remember, you're doing that old school multiplication. So 3X times X gets us 3X squared. I have 2 X's here. 5 times X gets us 5X. And 3X times 4 gets us 12X. 4 times 5 gets us 20. We have to take those inner 4 and write them out, okay? So we have 3X squared. They gave us all 3X, so that doesn't help us. Plus a 5X, plus a 12X, plus 20. Anything that don't end with a 20, B and D are out. I gave myself a 50-50 chance. Good, I'm seeing C. I love it. Okay, so 12 plus 5. 12 plus 5 is bigger than 9, so it has to be C. But it is 17X. And that, you guys, we did a full Asvab mathematical knowledge exam. Whew, right? So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the double taps. Thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for responding in the chat. And I will catch you guys on another live. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you. And then don't forget, follow me on YouTube. That's where I'll post this. Okay? So my YouTube page is Impact Math 19. And if you're looking for tutoring, I got bookings open at Gmail. Email me, gmail.com. All right. Bye, you guys.